Hey girl, how are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Look at where I am.
I know. I'm so excited. I love it. Your new house.
Yes. Yay. I'm gonna
You're
yay
back in
like this
Arkansas.
because back in Arkansas there's an echo because I have no furniture in this house. So I'm gonna talk really quietly. Um, but tomorrow the moving trucks come. So we'll have
Yay.
furniture tomorrow. But today I have to be really quiet.
Yes.
What all have you been up to this week?
So, I have some exciting news as well. I just took a new position at the Cosmetic Surgery Center in Little Rock at the Excel Med Spa. It is going really well. I'm there on Mondays and Fridays, and this is my fourth week. And it has been so busy and so fun, learning so many new machines and things that I've never done before. Yeah, so it's been a whirlwind and it kind of just fell in my lap just through people that I know. I mean, networking. And I wasn't even looking for another job, but when I was asked, I thought, you know what an awesome opportunity this could be, and to help my family out. And so, yeah, here we are. So I love it. Yeah, everything's good. I still have the spa at Rockwater, and things are still going good here. It's been a little bit slow just during the summer months. So, yeah, it's been crazy and all good though. What about you?
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I've got a lot of stuff going on, but I want to say that I went and saw Brandy's new place, Excel Med Spa in Little Rock. It is beautiful as her spa at the Rockwater is beautiful as well. And had the pleasure of being able to go in and getting a little soft wave, which is fantastic and
Yes.
highly recommend. Highly recommend,
Yes.
yeah. So I am looking forward to coming in and being a client for sure and being able to visit with you while we're there, which is always fun too. Congratulations. Oh, you're so busy. It's like you have so many things going on and you're doing them very well. So I'm super proud of you. It's really
Thank
exciting to see things like going in such a positive direction. So you've been
you.
praying and
Yes.
manifesting and sending out the positive energy in the world and it's coming back at you. I just see it coming back at you.
Yes.
So that's really great.
It,
It's really great.
it
Well,
is.
I
Yeah.
we did move in to our house. We've been here just for 2 nights. We have a house full coming this weekend, which is really funny. We'll all be on air mattresses and whatnot. But my family from South Mississippi is coming up, and Texarkana and Hot Springs Village, and Max is driving in from California with his girlfriend Kiara. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a great time in this big empty house. We can do like maybe a sock hop. We can all wear socks and like
Oh
slide it on the
yeah.
floor. I don't know. That'll be fun.
That
But
would be
no,
great.
it's fun. It's really good. They're coming because it's Olivia is in a play at the Theater Square here. She is in Newsies. She's playing the role of
Oh,
Jack, which is the lead role, and she's
that's awesome.
be singing on stage, which is her favorite thing to do. So that'll be fun to do. And it's also on Saturday, mine and Austin's 28 to 8
Wow.
wedding anniversary. So yeah.
That's
So that's
crazy.
coming up also. Yeah. And my aunt Dixie's birthday. We're having, by the time this episode airs, we'll have had her surprise birthday, but we're having a
Oh,
little surprise party for her. So I'm not running the surprise. It's just, it won't
yeah.
air till the day after her surprise party.
Okay.
So happy birthday,
Perfect.
Aunt Dixie.
Yes. Happy birthday, Aunt
Yes.
Dixon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun that we're talking about my Aunt Dixie too, because I will say with this episode, my Aunt Dixie, I call her my second mama, and my phone, it's Mama Dixie is her name because she has always been, she's a second mom. She has
Yeah.
always been there for
Mm-hmm.
me and supported me and gave me some of the best advice growing up that so many positive influences in my life I'm grateful for, but she's one of the ones that just super stands out. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today in our episode is advice we would give to our 13-year-old selves. To little 13-year-old Laura,
Yeah.
little 13-year-old Brandy. Man, I wish I would have known you when you were 13.
I know. We would have been bestest friends. It would have been so good, but
Yeah.
That's okay.
I don't know, man. We might have gotten into a lot of trouble
We
because
probably would have gotten into a lot of trouble. Yeah. We've been in a lot just recently. So yeah. Can't imagine at 13. Yeah.
yeah, that is true. We might, maybe there was a reason. It's probably a reason we didn't meet until we were 30 something. So
Yeah,
there you
true.
go.
Yeah. I was thinking
That's fun.
I was probably 29 when we met, which is so crazy to think about that I was in my 20s when we met. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 'Cause I was, yeah, early 30s. So that's, yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
life
It's great.
flies.
It
Life.
really does. Yeah, when after you guys left, the last time you were here, I was telling the new girls in the front office at my new place, about you and Olivia. I was like, yeah, she was pregnant with Olivia when I met her. Like, that's crazy to think about that I've known Olivia her entire life. Like, that's when you start feeling
Yeah.
old.
Yes. Yeah. She's 14 now, almost 15. We'll be 15 in August. And now that we're back together in the same state, there's no telling. Arkansas,
Uh,
watch out. Brandy, Kyle, and Laura Barrow are on the loose again. It's like Thelma and Louise, Bonnie and Clyde. Y'all just watch it out. But not anything illegal.
no,
Not anything
never,
illegal. Just,
never.
we're just a
Just,
lot of fun.
yeah.
Well, welcome back to Pretty Smart 2. Today, we're taking a trip back in time to meet our 13-year-old selves. The awkward, hopeful, fearless, and sometimes insecure girls who had no idea what life had in store. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? Join Laura and Brandy as they share the lessons, laughs, and wisdom they wish they'd known back then.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Pretty Smart 2. I'm Laura Barrow, licensed esthetician and cinema makeup artist, coming to you from Northwest Arkansas.
And I'm Brandy Kyle, coming to you from North Little Rock today, where I own the spa at Rockwater. And I am currently, or my newly, I guess I'll say, at the Cosmetic Surgery Center in Little Rock. And loving that as well. So, yeah, it's great to be here today.
Welcome, and please like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends. That would really help us a lot. Brandy and I are going to be giving advice to our 13-year-old selves. And so, question number one: what is one life lesson that you, Brandy, have learned the hard way?
Stop being so passive. Say what you mean. Say what you want to say. It's okay. You can have your own opinion about things. I think so many times in my life, I mean, yeah, I can remember as early as probably 13, 15. Those core years, those teenage years where I had friends and they loved this artist, or they loved. I remember I had a friend that had these Calvin Klein overalls and I wanted them so bad, and I just wanted to have those Calvin Klein overalls so bad, and I couldn't, obviously we couldn't afford them. And just always just having to go with the flow, and like always feeling like I had to just agree with whatever everybody else was doing. Never, mess anything up by having your own opinion about something, or saying, I don't want to wear overalls. I mean, it's, I don't look good in overalls. But just those kind of things. And then it just trickled into my older years, and then of, going through two divorces, and being with men who had different ideas about things, and I would just go along and, oh, it's going to get better, and they'll change, those kind of things. Or even in jobs that I had that were, ran by men, and just always feeling like I couldn't have my own opinion about things. And I wish that I could have learned that at an earlier age. I'm definitely there now. It's really scary how much I'm there now, because now I feel like I just come off as like the cranky old lady. Especially now that I'm working at this new job, and it's young ladies that I'm working with, and they'll say things, and I'm like, well, no, why would you do that? You don't have to do that. Like, why? And they're like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to make them mad, or I don't, I'm like, who cares? Like, and I can just feel myself becoming more of my own, in my own skin, like, and comfortable in my own skin, where I don't, if you don't like me, cool, I don't care. And it just, my whole life, I've just wanted to fit in, and wanted everybody to like me, and everybody to, all that. So anyway, so yeah, that would definitely be
Yeah.
my number one thing.
I love
What about you?
that. That is so good.
Yeah.
My number one thing that I have found over and over again that I do to myself, I burn myself with it. I don't trust my gut instincts sometimes, especially when it comes to people, and whether it's positive or negative. So I
Mhm.
would say to 13-year-old Laura, those people that you're around that you know because they've shown you who they are, believe who they are, believe who people are the first time they show you. You know who those people are. Trust your gut instinct. Walk away. Go away. Those aren't your people. Those aren't really
Mhm.
your friends.
No.
And then going in later in life, it shows back up again. It shows up in work. It shows up in hiring decisions and unfortunately firing decisions and
Mhm.
um, friendships,
Mhm.
meeting people at a party and thinking, wow, he's a big jerk, a narcissist, probably. I would not ever want to be friends with him. And unfortunately, being around them again, and then, well, they're funny. They're fun. I was wrong. No, trust that gut instinct. You are probably right. And actually, I'm 49, and I don't think I've been wrong about that. My gut tells me it's almost like you're given a like a defense mechanism maybe against the wrong people.
Mhm.
And not necessarily that everybody's bad that I felt that way about, but they weren't the right people for me, come to
Yeah.
find out, as time went on. So, and then also then to trust and not believe people
Mhm.
when when they come to you to tell you negative things about the person, just because that was their experience with a person
Mhm.
doesn't mean that it's going to be your experience with a person.
Exactly.
Because, oh
Mhm.
my goodness, we all have flaws. We all have told a lie. We have all done something to someone that was pretty crappy in our
Mhm.
lives. But that doesn't mean that that person's gonna do that to you necessarily. So now,
Yeah.
if they've done it consistently over and over again, you probably don't want to, take the check from the person that writes hot checks all the time or whatever it
Yeah.
is. But,
Exactly.
trust your yeah, just
Yeah.
trusting your instincts for sure. Question number 2, advice for the younger version of yourself. What is like one huge piece of advice that you wish that you knew when you were 13 years old that would help you throughout your life and then now as you are the Brandy you are
I
today?
would say that everything's going to be okay. I think I have always, my struggles with anxiety. And I've had that as long as I can remember. I've always had that, and I grew up, very scared of everything, and I've never ridden a roller coaster. I never learned how to ride a bike because I'm terrified of falling or terrified of getting hurt. Always just kind of lived my life that way. And when my friends were going to Six Flags or Wild River Country or wherever they were going, I always had an excuse that I was sick so I wouldn't have to go because I was too embarrassed to let them know that I was too scared to get on a roller coaster or anything like that. Always terrified, still terrified to this day of flying. I have to have Xanax or something to get me on a plane. And so yeah, I just wish that I would have known at 13, like, you're gonna make it, you're gonna be fine. You should live your life. You should not be so scared of everything, and everything is gonna work out and you're gonna be okay. Like, take the trips, do the fun stuff. And I'm still teaching myself that today, and I'm a lot better today. I'm still not going to get on a roller coaster because now I'm too old. I probably would just be sick. But yeah, I really wish I would have lived my life a little bit more dangerously and just not been so worried about, I still, like, to this day, I won't walk over like a grate in the road. Like, I feel like I'm gonna fall in, or like I won't go over a manhole, or I mean, just these crazy, I just think these random crazy thoughts in my head, and they're so ridiculous that, anyway. So yeah, I wish that 13-year-old Brandy would have known that you're gonna be okay, and like, I've missed out on so much fun. And yeah, so that's mine.
Oh, goodness. Advice to give to my 13-year-old self. I would say don't be afraid to celebrate your wins, even if other people around you don't want to celebrate you, because there are people that aren't really for you in life that will
Yeah.
uh, put down your accomplishments. And that doesn't mean that you need to hide yourself or hide your light. Let your light, my little 13-year-old self, light shine throughout life, and be weird. Wear weird clothes if you want to, not if you don't want to, but if you want to, wear the weird clothes,
Yeah.
do the crazy hairstyles, go to the party at the nerd's house because you really like that person. That person's a cool person. Just because other people don't know it doesn't mean that you don't know it, because you really do know it. So, um, take more pictures. That's one thing that I look back on my life, and people around me were always saying, "Oh, enjoy the moment, live in the moment." Well, you can live in the moment with your camera and take a couple pictures
Yeah.
too. So, little things like that definitely would be huge pieces of advice. And I keep thinking about boys, 13-year-old, that's about the time that you are interested in the opposite sex, or I guess for some people, the same sex, or whatever it is. But, at that point in life, something that I would have loved to have known would be that boys rule the world. They have ruled the world for a long time, and they will try to rule you, and they will try to put their influence on you. Not all of them, but unfortunately, our society is very male dominated in a lot of ways. And just because things have been set up in a way that women are supposed to be quieter, or not as smart, or not as well read, or all of the things that have been the way they've been, doesn't mean that you have to, or that you should at all, period, not lead a conversation, not lean into the conversation, um, not be the leader of the team project, not to allow, the man to get ahead of you because they're the man and you're the woman. So I do think that that was something, at least when I was growing up. I mainly grew up in the 80s, and then the early 90s. It was 1990 when I was 13. Uh, men definitely still ruled the world, to the point,
Yeah.
men, teachers that I had, Sunday school teachers, family members, would say things like, a husband would never want a wife that can't do cleaning. A husband would never want a wife that couldn't go to the grocery store. We were still hearing that in 1990. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's as much of a big deal now. I think, most of us have grown up and taken a stance, sort of our rights, human rights, and that sort of thing. And I just, I love men. I have a lot of good male friends. My husband's a great man. He's not at all that way, thank goodness. But I would definitely tell 13-year-old me not to pay attention to that, that's just some BS. BS.
For sure. That's good. Good stuff.
Question number 3, myth versus reality. Debunk common beliefs about success, confidence, or relationships.
Hard work equals success. I think that was one that, for me, like my entire life. I mean, that was just drilled into me by my mom. I mean, she had such a good work ethic. She sometimes worked 3 jobs, which I'm doing right now. And, so that's always been my belief that hard work equals success. And it is
Mm.
true. It is true. Um, Also, you don't have to run yourself into the ground though. Like, I mean, you have to take some time for you. That was something that was never, I mean, my mom never had self-care. She probably never in her 63 years on earth, she never had a massage, she never got a facial, she never did anything for herself. I mean, that it was just work, and then when she would have like one day off, she would sleep. She would sleep for 12 hours if she wanted to. And I just don't think that was much of a life. And I grew up like learning that behavior and seeing that pattern. And now I've learned that that is not true. Yes, you do have to work hard to be successful. I mean, especially if you come from nothing like I do. I mean, nobody's ever given me anything. But you can work hard and you can relax. You can work hard and play hard. That's kind of my mantra now. I love that. Like I want to, yeah, I've been working, I think I've worked 17 days straight now. I'm on a bender of work. But I'm going to have a few days off. And you know what? That pool is calling my name. I'm going to lay out. I'm going to go get a massage. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to do all the things because I deserve it. I worked hard. It's time to play hard. And that's something that I wish that I would have learned back when I was 13, because I actually started working at 14. And I couldn't wait. I was ready at 13. Like I couldn't wait. I was already looking for places that would hire me at 14, and, got my first job at 14, and started waiting tables, and I would work, 7 days a week. I just wanted to make money. That's all and then I would go soon as I would, get enough money together, I would go to Texarkana and go to the Buckle and put stuff on layaway. Yes, that was my. I would get all these clothes and put them on layaway, and I would pay them off, and then I would go back and do the same thing because I wanted to, dress nice and just work hard to dress nice. And what kind of life is that? Like, who? That's so silly to me now. It's like I've learned that it's just stuff. At the end of the day, it's just stuff. Who cares what you have on? I wear scrubs every day. Who cares?
Hard work will beat talent. If you're willing to put the
Oh yeah,
work in, you're the one that's going to get the job. If you're the one that knows that your cool wardrobe depends on you going to
yeah.
work and showing up and doing the things, then it's so good for you, I think, to have that. So,
I
I mean, that's awesome advice, but then also, gosh, the reality of it, I know so many people out there that were just given and given so many things, and now that they're adults and they're not able to just get free things handed to them, they don't really know what to do in a lot of instances,
yeah.
unfortunately. That's good. Let's see here. Myth versus reality. Your sensitivity isn't weakness. So, being a sensitive person means that you are feeling, you're empathetic. Um, because you cry, little Laura, does not mean that you are weak. So, do not listen to those mean boys at school when you cry about someone getting made fun of. That just means that you're more in tune and you pay attention to people's feelings. So, I think that the myth being that sensitive people are weak is really a crappy one. So yeah, that would be my little bit there. So yeah, I think we've
I
given some good
agree.
advice to 13-year-old Lauren Brandy.
For sure. I think so too. Too bad. Too bad we can't go back, but I wouldn't want to. I really wouldn't.
That's true. Because you know what? All of these little mistakes, hiccups, big hiccups, whatever throughout life, it's how it's what gets us where we are, makes us into the
Yeah.
strong people that we are. And yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I found really interesting about this little segment, I kind of realized it as you were speaking. In all three of these questions, we never mentioned anything to do with skincare, which I think is huge.
Yeah.
I want to say this because when I first started thinking about this and we started talking about it earlier, this story came to my mind and I kind of forgot about it. I had a client that was about 13 or 14. She was Olivia's age. So she would have been probably 13 when I was working on her. And she had acne. Not bad, but a little acne. Her mom, man, she would bring her in to the spa where I was working and she would kind of berate her in front of me and say, how she doesn't wash her face enough. She's not doing what you're telling her. She's using this makeup that she got from the drugstore that's da da da. It's just everything was just a negative put down. The mom would call me and say, will you please tell her? And she'd give me a list of things to tell her daughter. And I would tell her, I don't want to make her feel like she's going to hate using these products. She's going to hate coming to see me. So, I'm not really comfortable saying those things, but I will remind her to wash her face. I'll remind her to do these things. She would get in my room and I would remind her, I would honor her mother's wishes. However, I would also make that the quickest part of the facial. We get that out of the way. And it was like, so what are you doing at school? What books are you reading? Are you enjoying your horseback lessons? What are you interested in? Tell me about your friends. Oh my gosh. We would have the most fun talks because that's so much more effing important than
Yes.
forcing
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
these things that are fun to do,
Yeah.
but for crying out loud,
Exactly.
let's
Yeah.
not. Yes. Well, I have enjoyed this episode very much, Brandy,
Yes,
and I
me
look forward
too.
to seeing you soon.
Yes.
See you guys later on Pretty Smart too. Like, subscribe, and share, please.
Yes. Bye.